Hi there guys, welcome to issue 28. I've just endured the pure torture of assembling the models for this issue, and there'll be a video for that in the next day or two. So issue 28, we've got the Spirit Hosts. Now these are terrific models, but they are a pain in the butt to put together. What else have we got? Nighthaunt Army Painting Guide, and your War Scrolls and Battle Plan. So what have we got? In this issue, a horde of spirit hosts arises with this issue, ready to assault the Stormcast Eternals in a surprise attack. Spirit hosts are one of the most common types of ghosts to haunt the immortal realms, and they are just as common in Nighthaunt forces. Once you've built and painted yours with our guides, you'll set them up on your own Nighthaunt procession. To bring your whole procession to the same painting standard, this issue contains an additional painting guide that will show you how to paint many of the details on your models. Happy hobbying. Okay, so we're going to learn about our spirit hosts. We're going to look at extremist chambers. Discover the extremist chambers, elite Stormcast Eternal cavalry who ride deadly colossal beasts to battle. How to build our spirit hosts. How to paint them. How to paint Nighthaunt processions. And then we've got a war scroll for our spirit hosts. And then we've got our battle plan, cleansing the grove. Okay, spirit hosts. Of the many deadly geists that haunt the mortal realms, spirit hosts are perhaps the most common. They stalk the realm's haunted cairns, battlefields and cursed sites. Since the Necroquake sent waves of death magic across the mortal realms, spirit hosts have only increased in numbers. Spirit hosts rise out of the ground like swirling mist, forming massed bodies of spiritual energy. They are the spirits of the damned, their individuality taken away, infused into a roiling cloud of pure spite, fury and ethereal force. Spirit hosts may be one of the weakest of Nighthaunt geists, but with each tortured soul that joins their number, they become stronger and more deadly. Amidst each shifting ghostly form, deathly faces leer and grasping talons snatch out to grab and torment their living victims. And then you've got a bit here about execution hordes. Spirit hosts are commonly seen accompanying the gruesome geists known as Lord Executioners to battle. These particular spirit hosts are the mass souls of those that the Lord Executioner slew in life, many of them wrongfully executed. They howl in anguish and frustration as they descend upon the living and tear them to shreds. Expedition log, the Prime Innerlands, Day 600, Morthaven. The lands of Morthaven have seen many battles, and it seems the souls of the fallen do not rest easy. Thrice we have been assailed by spirit hosts, great clouds of cursed souls that rose like mist from their mass war graves. They attacked with a terrifying fury, slaying many with their spectral touch. From Travels in Shyish, an Adventurer's Diary by Tarlak Malthrar. Interesting. And then we've got a couple of examples here, I believe. Haunting Hannersdorf. In the heart of Carnistia, the village of Hannersdorf was the site of a bloody massacre. The entire village was torn to shreds by rampaging ghouls. The anguished souls of the fallen soon rose from the pit in which their bodies were hurled and merged into vengeful spirit hosts. They still linger in the rotting ruins of their damned village, appearing only to attack the living. Those foolish enough to trespass there are torn asunder by the shrieking spirit host. And then we've got Cold Spite Swarm. The inhabitants of Decrepita in Gairan have always been cold-hearted and grim. For every year, a bitter winter takes its toll. The abandoned graves of Decrepita's frozen landscape have given rise to many cruel spirit hosts. The Cold Spite Swarm is the largest, formed from the souls of exiled people who died cold and alone. It is drawn to the warmth they were denied. It has slain many travellers, warming themselves by the flickering flames of a campfire. Okay, then we've got the Stormcast Eternal Extremists. Extremist Chambers. Sigmar and Dracothian have long been allies, and this alliance is embodied by the Extremist Chambers. Together, immortal warriors and the star-scaled children of Dracothian, the great Drake, form an unstoppable force on the battlefield. They are capable of breaking the will of the enemy in a single charge and levelling the impenetrable forces of tyrants. Okay, And then we've got some more examples here. Lord Celestin on Stardrake, Drake Sworn Templar, Tempesters, Fulminators, Desolators, and Concussors. Then we've got our build guide for our Spirit Host, a 4-pager. My God, these were a pain in the arse to put together. But let's have a quick look at the models. So again, I have done it's not a guide, I think it's more just a video of me getting frustrated. Sorry, me assembling models and just getting frustrated because they were really difficult. There's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's probably only 6 pieces per model, but the way they go together, my word, I will remember it until the day I die. But if you want to see me getting frustrated at building Spirit Hosts, there'll be a video of that in the next day or two. Okay, then we've got the paint guide. So the Spirit Hosts, very simple. Corex white, Nalek oxide, dry brush of Corex white. Now, how to paint Nighthaunt Procession. In the second part of the paint guide, you'll be applying more paint to some of your existing Nighthaunt models, bringing them all up to the same standard of finish. So gather your Nighthaunt models. So we need the Chainrasp Horde, Glaive Wraith Stalkers, Mindworn Banshees, Briar Queen and her Thorns, Dreadblade Harrows, Dreadscythe Harridans, Grimghast Reapers, Lord Executioner, Knight of Shrouds, Guardian of Souls, and the Spirit Torment. Okay, so Mephiston Red will be going on to the actual roses of the Briar Queen and the Thorns. On the skulls and spine, we're putting Rakar Flesh, as well as on some smaller details, the drummer, some ropes and that kind of thing. Balthazar Gold is going on some of our weapons and some of the candles and stuff, some of that stuff from our chain rasps, some of our other armour and that drum detail as well on the bells and studs. Okay, quite a big update today. Cantor Blue in some other smaller areas. The Knight of Shrouds Scabbard. Agrax Earthshade, what's that going on to? Some of those bone details. And anything where we had some rope and cloth and that kind of thing. And onto any gold that we've done. Also onto the roses. On the Harridans and Briar Queens. Okay, so that is a big update. Very cool. Okay, so let's have a look at our war scroll for the Spirit Hosts. So movement of 6 and a save on a 4-up, bravery of 10 and 3 wounds per model. So that's good. They've got 1-inch range with 6 attacks. They hit on 5s up only and wound on 4 up only. So not that great. There's no rend either. And they only do 1 damage. A unit of Spirit Hosts may be any number of models, each armed with spectral claws and daggers. So is that unlimited then? Flying. They've got the ethereal ability, which means they can pass through gates and that kind of stuff. And then they've got frightful touch. So let's look at that on the next page. So, Spirit Hosts are armed with spectral claws and daggers, which they use to slash and tear at their foes. If the unmodified hit roll of an attack made with a spectral claw and daggers is a 6, that attack inflicts 1 mortal wound. So it's just on the hit roll. So there's no wound roll for them. It's an automatic mortal wound. The attack sequence then immediately ends, and you do not make a wound or save roll for that attack. Okay, fair enough. So that's good. They've got ethereal, so there's no rend. And they've got fly, which means they can move over small obstacles. Okay, so what have we got? Cleansing the Grove. The Nighthaunt's fell magic has spread a dark curse across the forest. The Sylvaneth of the Heartwood Glade find one of their sacred groves overrun by the dead. Night Questor Auric Ravenscar leads a force of Stormcast Eternals into the deep forest to cleanse the Whisperwood of the spectral dead. So what have we got? So the armies are the Nighthaunt, Dreadblade Harrow, our 3 Spirit Hosts and 15 Chain Rasps up against the Stormcast Eternals, which is the Night Questor, 5 Sequitors, 4 Liberators and 1 Prosecutor. So I think that this week, you know, the tide is with probably the Stormcast. I think they're probably a better army there. Okay, so again, we've only got 1 piece of terrain, and that sits here on the far side of the board next to the Nighthaunt. First turn is the Nighthaunt, and it's a glorious victory. The game ends when 1 player has no models left on the battlefield. So all of our battle plans so far have been for a glorious victory. Okay, so what have we got coming up next? So in the next day or two, I will be reviewing issue 29, which is Null Oil, which I've got far too much of, and Baneblade Brown, which I haven't got any of, so it's a new paint for me, so that's good. And then next week, we've got our second Azerite Ruin, so I look forward to receiving that as well. Very cool. So that's a good issue for me. As much as these were frustrating to assemble, they're very cool models. I'm worried that they're going to fall apart when I dry brush them, but yeah, they are very nice indeed. So there you go, that's issue 28. We are bang up to date, as long as I get issue 29 up by the end of the week. So thanks for watching, guys, much appreciated, and I'll catch you later. See ya.